Hello and welcome to Let's Fix Computers. We're going to do a bit of a cable tidy up on this rig here. So this is just a general, this is untidied, this is just built. So I'm going to show you how in not very much time we can make this look a million times better. This is not going to be an anal job, this is a quick tidy up. So I'm just taking off both sides of the case, and what we're going to do is just reroute all of this around the back of the case. This case does actually have cable management, so this should have been done at build, but at any rate, with not a lot of effort, we can make it look an awful lot better. Let's get started by unplugging everything. Okay, right, there's our baseline. Right, next thing we want to do is try and get as much as we possibly can to the back of the case. So I'm going to thread all these wires through to the back before we do anything else. And then only the stuff that we're actually going to use comes back out. Okay, right, next thing's next. We're going to start moving the big cables in first, so the big important stuff, starting with the ATX lead. It's going to come straight over the top and in there. I'm just bracing the back of the board while I plug this fella in because it's quite a big heavy connector. You don't want to push and bend the board. And next the CPU power cable, that goes right up the back into the top corner. Now I'm just going to try and make sure that I've got a sensible ordering down the bottom here on these wires, because that makes the whole lot a little bit easier to work with. So I'm just twisting things around. Okay, our case fan I'm going to do while we're here. All of the fan connectors on this motherboard seem to be up the top, so we're going to get all the fans coming back up here. I'm just going to sort out the CPU fan first of all. Easiest way to deal with a CPU fan is just to twist the wire up, and that will just make it naturally hug around the CPU cooler. And the case fan, we can tuck the excess for that down the back of the motherboard. This case conveniently has quite an exposed back plate on its motherboard, so as soon as I push something down behind the motherboard, it comes out the back of the case. So I can just pull any excess. On these wires through. And for good measure, we'll just get the case fan plugged in at the same time. Now, the USB 3 connector, this particular computer has a standalone USB 3 card which puts it all the way over here. So we may have to run this one across the middle here. Can we do that? Oh, not quite. It's just a little bit too long. I think we're going to have to plumb this across the board, which is not ideal. So let's go around here and down here. And let's go around the back of the graphics card. And then we'll just flip over and go into the card there. If we are opting for cable pornography, we'd get an extension for that. But then on the other hand, if we're going for a cable porn job, then we'd probably be running on a slightly newer motherboard that's got native USB 3 on the front anyway. This one does have a couple of USB 3 ports at the back, but it doesn't have any headers for it. Okay, next we're going to get the graphics card connected back up, so we can come out of here and straight into the card. Am I going the right way out? No, I'm not. That's why it's not going in. Now we need to get a Molex connector to the USB 3 card. Now for this one, I'm going to bring our Molex line back through. And we're going to wrap this up at the bottom and just bury it behind this little bundle here. And now we can just jump straight up to there. Right, this connector is a little bit damaged. I'm just going to get a cable tie around that just to give it a little bit of extra support. There we go. That just pushes down there. Okay. Let's carry on with the front panel connectors now and get the audio connector plugged in. That's going to be going to there. Let's just see if we can come all the way to the bottom here. I think we're going to get away with that. Just about, yep. Lovely job. Okay, next we're going to get the noodly button connectors and stuff plugged in. Now I'm going to wrap these cables up behind the case, so we've got, because at the moment they're all trying to splay out, so again I'm just going to twist these up so we've got a nice spiral coming down the back that's easy to control. And we'll just come out the bottom with those. And we'll get these all hooked up again. Okay, so the noodly cables, the LEDs need to be in the correct way around. You'll be able to spot which one is the positive pin because either there'll be a plus on one of the pins, or you may also see an arrow in the plastic on the back of the connector. Or if you haven't got that, if you have coloured wires, the coloured wire will be the positive wire. Then the black or the white will be the negative. So let's get these connected. Okay. Right, now all that remains is to connect up the drives. So we've got one SATA that's going to come out up the top for the DVD drive. I'm going to leave an extra connector sticking out here just to absorb a little bit more cable slack, and also just so we've got an extra power lead up here just in case we want to plug in another drive for whatever reason. And that's the hard drive connected. Now for a little bit of SATA connections. Okay, that's everything connected up. Let's spin it round and check out the back. Right, so now at the back of the computer, as you can see, we've just got all these point connections we've made. Now this is not too bad. What we want to avoid is big bunches of cables, because this case has got about 3/4 of an inch of void at the back here. So we've got quite a lot of space that will allow us to flatten these cables against. Whereas with some cases you get maybe 1/2 an inch tops, and you've got to make sure that none of the cables are crossing over. That's the time when tying everything down becomes important. I don't really have any need to tie anything down here. I'm not opting for a cable pawn job on this computer. This is a very quick tidy up. So I'm just going to push cables back and just naturally make sure that they're trying to sit out of the way. And in fact, I think we can opt just to put a case panel straight on that. And I think everything is just going to flatten against the side. So let's have a go and see if that works. And that all looks happy. So, as you can see, this is not a show-style cable pornography job. However, in less than about, well, I don't know, in about 15 minutes, we've gone from this to this, which, as you can see, is an awful lot better. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye for now.